What is going on, everybody? My name is Fluffy Ninja, and welcome back to Helldivers 2. There's been a lot of discussion, a lot of videos made, a lot of Reddit posts, Twitter, whatever the fucks, about like, hey, Arrowhead should add this to the game. Arrowhead should add this to the game. And of course, we've all kind of had our own thoughts about it. For some reason, like, there is just a massive push for a minigun for some reason, when we already have one. Like, the minigun already exists in this world. It is from the automaton side, so it's a laser Gatling gun or laser minigun, and people want that as a weapon stratagem, which I agree with. I think that's great. I think that's something that we should have. Absolutely. It's already on the automaton basis, so why don't we just, hey, due to the amount of automatons that we've killed or whatever, we ripped these fucking Gatling guns off of their bases, made them a little bit smaller, and then gave them a battery pack. There you go. There's your Gatling gun. I did that for you in 8 seconds. Like, that's everyone's like, oh, it's got to have this penetration. No, like, just give us that. That's going to satisfy that need for, I want to stand there like a boss with a minigun just mowing shit down. And it would make it use a backpack slot, which that would be the battery that has to recharge. So there'd be like a little solar panel or whatever the fuck on the back of it. So you've got like, hey, you can't let the gun overheat and you only have this much battery to use. There you go. Like, that's the minigun issue solved. I think most people would be happy with that. Is that going to make everyone happy? No, absolutely not. Like, trying to do that, you're out of your mind. But I feel like that would solve that issue. Not only would it leave the other machine guns in, right? That would leave the other machine guns in. If you made it light penetration, then what you could do is the stalwart that's on the wall in front of me, you move that to a primary weapon, you give it a smaller magazine, and then you use that Gatling, the laser Gatling, as your, hey, this is the weapon that replaces the stalwart. Or you don't replace the stalwart. It's completely up to you. You can give it medium pen, and that way there's no reload on the go. I think that would probably be a good idea, because that's one of like my least favorite things about the other machine guns, is that I have to stop and reload. So I think giving a Gatling with, I think just medium pen is fine. Medium pen's totally fine. Like, hey, we supercharge the battery to where you can have medium pen, but, you know, after X amount of shots, it just stops working. And then you have to get a battery from a resupply drop. I think that works totally fine. The fact that everybody's kind of stuck on this Gatling thing, though, infuriates me to no end, because who the hell cares? Like, would it be cool? Yes. Do we need that? No, absolutely not. One thing that we learned, like, the first week that we had the Illuminate, right, is that one thing that we know, that when you're facing voteless, is the way that they track you is by sound. That was one of the first things that we learned, which is why we got melee weapons, because what's quieter than shooting? A melee weapon. So now that we know, hey, the voteless hear everything, that's how they track you, that's how they find you, is by sound. The next logical thing that we should get is suppressors, because that makes sense world-wise. Hey, we all learned that voteless track by sound. So when your guy screams for democracy, that should draw in more voteless. Like, I don't think that's how that works, but as soon as you start shooting, all of a sudden you are up to your ass in fucking voteless. They're everywhere. So the next one, the next Warbond that we're going to get, should have something to do with suppressors. I think. Is that going to happen? I have no idea. Do I hope that's what happens? Yes. Because that would be awesome. The whole, like, everyone got upset about the whole kill zone thing, right? Would they have been as upset if the weapons that they brought were suppressed and it helped with the vote list? No, I don't think anybody would have cared. People would have been like, absolutely, take all of my super credits for a suppressed weapon, so that way these things don't just immediately run to me as soon as I step into a city. I don't think people would have cared. The fact that those weapons don't do anything special, I think, is the biggest thing that people were annoyed at. Like, taking a look, right, this does nothing special. This weapon in particular does nothing special, other than it's a high capacity magazine. Other than that, it is almost exactly the same as the Liberator. Like, it does nothing special, okay? So, I mean, the sniper rifle, which apparently is not even from Killzone, I don't even know. But the PP Bison SMG, same thing. It does nothing special when compared to the MP Knight, or even compared to the regular Defender. It does nothing special. But if you made it have a suppressor, if you made both these weapons have a suppressor, people would be like, oh, that's way worth it. That was way worth the super credits, because now I have something that will help me against voteless, because they can't track me as easily because my shots are suppressed. And not a silencer, suppressor. It doesn't make you completely immune to being tracked. It makes it harder for them to track you. Like, they may run, like, near you, but they're going to be, like, a street over. You know, or if you're in a big open area, they're not really going to be able to know where the shots came from. I think that would probably be a good idea. That's just my opinion, and I think that's what needs to happen. We have been trying to play stealthy, which we still want a heavy stealth armor. The fact that we don't have that is insane. The fact that we don't have a medium version of this armor with the increased reload speed and increased ammo capacity, the fact that we don't have that is insane. We got 2 heavy versions, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. But that's less stuff to have. This and this armor, by the way, are exactly the same. I don't know if anybody noticed. And then this and this armor are exactly the same. But we have 2 heavy versions of this. That's great. And then we have a light version. That's also great. Why do we not have a medium version? It should absolutely be a medium version. That's so dumb that we don't have one. Please give us one. We would appreciate it. But we've been trying to play stealth in this game forever. And you can. Absolutely you can. To a certain extent. You can stealth through missions totally fine with these armors. Not a problem. You can use melee weapons to help out. That's what my stun baton looks like. Don't worry about it. You can use long range weapons. You know, and again, another melee aspect. So you can use those. You can use the throwing knives. Not a big deal. But being able to walk up to a robot and shoot it in the back of the head with a suppressed peacemaker would be amazing. And I think everybody agrees on that. Being able to kind of SEAL Team 6 SAS a big compound, and then, you know, hey, we're in there, we all drop 120s, and then we exfil and we're the fuck out of there, would be probably the best feeling in the world. Of being able to silently take an Illuminate base, or an automaton base, or a bug hole, you know, being able to at least have a little bit of sound cover of, you know, one of the bugs kind of pops its head up and peeks around and you just blow its head off without anything else hearing you. That would be such a euphoric high before throwing a 380, 120, napalm barrage. That would be so incredible of a feeling for everyone. Right when you get into an automaton base and one turns and looks at you and then immediately raises its arms and you just dink and nothing hears it, and you're just like, That would be such an incredible feeling for every player of like, I was able to stealth a whatever base and didn't set off a single alarm. There wasn't a bot drop, there wasn't an Illuminate incoming, and there wasn't a bug breach. Would be incredible. Like, is that possible to do now? Yes. Just throw all of the things at it as possible so that way everything dies quickly. Sure, no one can notice if there's no one to notice. As far as melee weapons, the stun lance, stun baton / chainsword are awesome. I think they're amazing. We need more. We need you can keep the same motions, whatever. We need something that does a little bit more damage. I think even if you're wearing the peak physique armor, we need something that does more damage. We need something like actually sharp. Maybe something serrated. I don't know, like a shovel. Like, the fact that none of the mod makers out there have made the stun baton a shovel is infuriating to me. So if you are a mod maker, please make the shovel mod for the stun baton. All of the money. All of the money. I'm not kidding. Hover packs. New stratagems. The fact that these floating overseers are up your ass the entire time, and they are the hardest thing to kill, right? Unless you use fire, unless you use explosives. Give us a hover pack so we can fly away just as fast. The fact that they are just on top of you the entire time, and we have zero recourse. By the way, unlimited ammo, they don't have to reload. They're do. By the way, here's a grenade for the direction that you're running. Give us a hover pack so we can do the same thing. The fact that they can float past walls, which I have footage of on defense. They can just fly over the wall. Insane. Nerf them into the ground. Literally into the ground. If they were just like the jump pack guys that the automatons had, I'd be like, oh, those are perfect. That'd be great. But the fact that they're flying the entire time, just running hot laps while you are focused on the bigger threat, the bigger horde, and they're just, and they're so fucking accurate. Oh my God. Like, there was the nerf to the automatons where it's like, if they lose sight of you, okay, they can't track you as far, so they have to reacquire the target, and then they can shoot at you. These guys do not care. These guys are, like, shooting at you through buildings, apparently, because they just smash their forehead into a building as they go around the corner, and then as soon as they pop out of the alley, they just light you up and throw 6 grenades at you. Like, holy fuck. Those are the most annoying enemy that I've ever seen in a video game, period. And you introduced them with the same warbond that gave us melee weapons. Guess what's effective against them? Not melee weapons. Super irritating. Just saying. Super, super irritating. What other stratagems could we use? Something more focused AA-wise, I think. Like, you know, Gatling turrets and stuff like that are fine. The autocannon's phenomenal for a lot of things. It really, really is. Same thing with the rocket turret. Those are all great. I think there needs to be something a little bit more anti-air focused, because the stratagem anti-air airburst thing, not great against those. I'll just say it. But I think if we had literally just an AA turret, like in the middle is lasers or radar, and then on the ends are 2 rocket things, or if we had like a miniature version of the rocket tower that you find, we call it the microwave. It looks like a microwave. If we had a miniature version of that, that would be great. And that would be useful across every enemy. The Illuminate, because it would take down those flying guys, and the little scouts that call in reinforcements. It would take out the Shriekers, which can be annoying. Not super annoying, but they can be annoying. And then the automatons for the gunships. Like, obviously, I think for the Illuminate, or not the Illuminate, the bugs, it would be a little overkill just because you're hitting them with a rocket and they die in 4 shots from most weapons. It'd be a little overkill, so it wouldn't be 100% necessary, but maybe it has like a swarm mode or whatever. That, I mean, shit, you could give us the swarm launcher as a turret, and I think that would be awesome. I think that would be phenomenal, where it's like, it detects something and it just fires one. It detects something bigger and it fires fucking all of them. I think would be great. I think that's a phenomenal idea. Being able to reload turrets, I think, would be an okay idea. Not, there's been a lot of people asking for resupplies to the mechs and stuff like that. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I think it's an okay idea of being able to reload those, reload turrets, reload whatever. I think it's an okay idea. I don't 100% agree with it. I would like to see more mechs. I would like to see a flame mech, a laser mech. I think that would be awesome. The fact that we don't have those, a melee mech, now that we actually have melee, something that launches grenades maybe. You know, they've got, instead of a rocket launcher, they have a grenade launcher and a minigun. Like, there's so many ideas that they could go with for stratagems. I'm not really worried about that. What I would like to see, with people talking about limited time modes and stuff like that, like, oh, we had that on Meridia, we had that for whatever, you know, on the bug side. I would like to see the Gloom do something. If we take a look over here, this Gloom has been here for months. We haven't been able to play any of these planets forever. I'd like to see the Gloom turn into something. I'd like to see the next evolution of the Terminants. Why is this not a thing yet? One thing that they've already said that is not going to happen, which is unfortunate because I think it would have probably led to some of the coolest, weirdest, dumbest shit possible. We are not going to see factions interact with each other. Bugs and bots are never going to fight. Bugs and Illuminate are never going to fight. That's never going to happen, which is unfortunate because I was under the impression, right, that this sector right here, right where the Gloom kind of cuts off, right in here on like 2 or 3 of these planets, what I was thinking was going to happen is that bugs and bots are going to be fighting against each other, which is going to lead to like an amalgamation of both of them. Not like, oh, you're fighting a completely different enemy, but no, you're going to start seeing bugs with robot limbs. So they're going to be more armored. They're going to be a little bit faster. They're going to be able to track you better. Could you imagine an armored stalker that is faster? That would be fucking terrifying. Could you imagine an automaton that has like 6 legs that can float, like, you know, like fly like a shrieker or float like one of the tiny bugs? Like, can you imagine dealing with that? Can you imagine dealing with smaller robots that maybe explode? That would be mind-blowing. Can you imagine, instead of a tank that slowly kind of rolls up to you, instead it walks like a bile titan? That would be fucking terrifying. That way it always has an angle on you no matter what. The automaton ammo starts having the same effect as like the acid bugs, where it eats away at your armor and it slows you down. That would have been incredible to see. Unfortunately, due to the engine that Helldivers 2 is built on, that is not something we're ever going to see, which is fine. I think that's fine. I think that would be something maybe for Helldivers 3. I think that'd be cool. Who knows when that's going to be? It might be another 5 to 10 years before we see Helldivers 3, which is sad, but I'm looking forward to it for sure. As far as the limited time modes, we've already had that with the Termicid or the Termicide or whatever, the Meridian Black Hole. It's not a huge deal. I think as long as they don't introduce weapon rewards and armor rewards that people can miss out on, I think it's fine. I think capes, backgrounds, absolutely. Go ahead and make that part of a limited time mode. I think that's great. The thing that really kind of bothers me, right, is that I would completely miss this if I had to work today. This is something that I would not see if I had to be at work. So in theory, these are limited time modes. Technically. I can't believe I'm actually going to catch the end of this for 30 seconds. But whatever. I'm not sure what's going on with the DSS. I have zero idea. The fact that everybody was kind of butthurt about the fucking, oh, it's just a trader, bro. Like, who the fuck cares, dude? It was fun. It doesn't have to be, oh, fucking super tactical secret man. No, it was fun. Pilot and I were running around with that thing, and we're just like standing like in an area, and like 3 fucking bases blow up, and we're like, did you do that? No, I didn't do it. Did you do it? No, that's just the fucking orbital barrage. Can it kill you? Yes. Does that suck? Yes. Do you lose anything? Not fucking really. Who cares? Oh, my sample. I've been maxed out on samples requisitions for fucking ever. I don't care. I would like to see the DSS back. I would like to fight through for it. I really, really would. Right now, we just have to take Tarsh, which apparently has more increased resistance. It was at low, and now it's at average. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Or maybe it was AC or pass. It was at low. Whatever. I don't think we need a minigun. I don't think we need limited time modes. I think we need more melee weapons. I think we need suppressors for sure. We need those, absolutely. Like, I'll die on that hill. We don't need this. This is something else that people have been pushing. Oh, hey, we should get another giant free warbond. Or shut up. How about that? We don't need another free warbond. That's not what continues development of this game. I would prefer to see one of these warbonds that you have to pay 2,000 super credits for. That I'm okay with. You see one of these giant 10-page warbonds, all with 8 things on every page. That's the particular right there, is it has to be 8 things on every page, Arrowhead. You can't just be like, oh yeah, we'll do 5 or 6 or whatever. No. 8 things on every page again for warbonds in the future. I don't care if it's skins, if it's stratagems. 8 things. 8 things on every page. Going forward, has to be 8 things on every page. That's something that I'm gonna hold you to for 2025. This was a great. This was great. This was phenomenal. The fact that you were like, hey, 2 8s and a 6, not bad. Granted, you could have put a medium armor in here, and that would have been the other 2 things. It would have been a medium version of this with a helmet. That would have been the 8th. That would have been 7 and 8 right there. But you didn't do that. Instead, you did 2 skins for vehicles on the last page. Not worth it. This, 100% worth it. This, 100% worth it. And then the melee weapon's 100% worth it. You could have included another melee weapon. This, absolutely 100% worth it. But you could have done a medium version of this armor, and it would have filled those last 2 slots. Now, that could have been a matter of time. That could have been a matter of, we really don't want to. That's fine. But you could have done a medium version of this armor, and I think everyone would have been like, oh my god, there's 8 things on every page. We're getting the same amount of stuff that we used to pay for at the beginning of the game. That's amazing. And then you could have, I don't know, included some more super credits, because there's only 300s in here. Not great. But you could have included a medium armor that would have been this one that gives you better reloads. That would 100% be my preferred armor. Absolutely. That's what I'm hoping is coming in 2025, is that Arrowhead kind of goes back, looks at what they did at the beginning of the game last year, and is like, okay, we need to do the things that we did last year, because that's what made the game popular. That's what stuck to the game. The whole, like, crossover, I don't give a shit. I do not care. Like, you can take crossovers and shove them up your ass. Apparently, the laser gatling is a crossover with Fallout. I knew that was in Fallout, but also, I don't know if you want to make stratagems part of the crossovers. That might be a bad idea. That's completely up to you. That is all I've got for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Later.